You just cannot force someone to love you. And that's a conversation I want to have today. You cannot force someone to love you. You can't force someone to have those genuine feelings, those emotions, that mental state of mind that someone must experience on a daily basis, that connection they've got to feel for you. You can't force that. You cannot force that. And unfortunately, what you see a lot of times is people are they're trying to force other people to be in relationships with them, trying to force someone to marry you or whatever the case is. Ooh, what a disaster that is. Trying to convince someone that, you know, you're not going to be happy if you do not have me in your life. There are people who try to do that, forcing someone to be in their life. That is not something that you want to do. Look, if somebody really cares about you, there are a couple things, right? If someone really, really cares about you, and just kind of be patient with me here as I kind of develop this idea, what I'm discussing. There are a couple of things that you would realize. The person is going to respect you, right? That's one of the things you're going to realize is someone who is genuinely caring for you, genuinely sees themselves building a future with you. One of the things they're going to do is they're going to respect you. And that respect shows up in a number of ways. It shows up by the fact that when you're speaking, they stop and they listen to hear what you got to say. They won't cheat on you. They respect you financially. They respect your family. They may not always like their in-laws or whatever the case is, but they respect them. They may not they may not agree with everything you say, but they respect you enough to listen to what you have to say. They respect you. That's something that you see. They don't run around and sleep around or whatever the case is and do stuff in you. They respect you. They don't bring somebody else into the place that you might share and sleep with that person because they respect you. They respect you. They respect your goals. They respect the things that you want to do. Right? And that's not something that you could force. Forcing people to love you, forcing people to respect you. Sometimes I see men and women do this, right? But you see sometimes women put themselves in a situation where they so want the wedding day. They're so caught up in the beautiful wedding day and the music and the way the church and the reception hall is decorated and the beautiful dress and how much it cost and the cost of the ring and the friends and the family and the euphoria of the celebration. Some people are so caught up in that they can't even see in front of them that the person you're about to get married to is not in love with you the way you're in love with them. You are in love, some people are in love with the idea of who that person can become, not not in love with who they are right now. And sometimes what some people look at when it comes to a wedding day is they're in love with the idea that the marriage signifies something new. There's a new beginning. People have to say it's a new beginning. No, it is not. It is a continuation of what has been going on. It's just now that you have stood in front of God and man, right? And I guess that's what's supposed to make it a new beginning. You stood in front of God and man, and you're saying, I do, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness as in and in health. But for me, it's the continuation of what has been going on. So if this person, do you really believe, and maybe, look, I'm not going to be uh, negative in looking at this whole thing, but some people really believe that if they get married to somebody, that all of a sudden this person is going to stop cheating on them because they now have a ring on their finger. Some people give you a ring because you have been wanting the ring. You have always wanted a ring. And because you have wanted the ring, some people will just give you the ring. but it doesn't mean that they're going to give you their love. Some people are never going to love you enough to the point where they feel like they have to stop living the rest of their life and living the life that they were living. Some people think that if they get married, the other person would change. You should want them to change before you get married, not after you get married. I'm sure there are people out there who probably changed after they said I do, right? But we all know that a lot in a number of cases that is not the situation. That marriage doesn't necessarily equate to someone changing their ways. And so a lot of times you'll get the nice ceremony, you'll get the beautiful flowers and the well decorated church and the reception hall and all the food and your family and your friends, and you'll get the first dance, you'll get the cake. But what you're not going to get is a changed person, the person that you're marrying to. That's what you're not going to get. You can't make somebody love you. You can't force people to feel things that they're not feeling. You can't force somebody to change if they don't really want to change. And so some people think that when they move in with someone or they get married to that person, that all of a sudden now this person is just going to snap. This person is going to be changed, new person that you're looking at. That's not how life works. That's not how life works. There are a lot of people who got married just because they know the person wanted a ring and they wanted marriage. That person wanted to say they're Mr. So so and so or Mrs. So so and so. That's all they wanted. And so the other person gave it to them. But it doesn't mean that person was willing to give up the lifestyle that they were living. Some people will never love you enough to stop cheating on you. Never. They will never respect you enough to stop cheating on you. Because the way how some people look at it is, okay, you want to get married, you want to do so so and so, you want to have the kids, you want to have the house, you wanted to. I gave you all of that. No, can I do my thing out here? That's how some people do it. That's how some people do it. I gave you the house, I gave you the ring, I gave you the what else do you want? And here you are crying and shouting and all this sort of stuff. Well, what I want is for you to change your dirty ways or do whatever the case is. And you thought that a wedding day was going to get this person to change their ways. Look, and I don't put all the guilt on the person, right? Let me also clear that up. I don't put all the guilt on the person who's hoping somebody would change. Because you know to yourself that if you're not ready for marriage, don't get into it even if the other person wants it. Don't rush and marry this person and shack up with them in this house and pretending to be this family. If you really know that, hey, that person is not looking for a superficial commitment, that person is looking for a real commitment. They're expecting you to be loyal and all that sort of stuff. And don't pretend and do that. Right? Don't pretend you're going to be this loyal wife or loyal husband to this person when you very well know that's not going to be the case. That is not going to happen. It's just absolutely not going to happen. Don't pretend. Don't do that. Because all you're doing is setting up this person for hurt, for pain. And why would you want to do that to somebody else unless you're narcissistic? And there are a lot of people who narcissism rules their life. And so they don't mind pretending and giving this person the ring or the whatever the case is. Because they know, okay, you got your ring, you got your house, you got your two kids, you got your whatever the case is, right? Or vice versa on the men's side, okay. Yeah, she married you, okay. She with you now, she married you, whatever the case is. Right? You got your lover, you got your wedding day. But what you're never gonna get is the absolute loyalty from that person. Why would you want to put yourself through that? Some people put themselves through that. Selling yourself short in the hopes of finding love. If you sell yourself short in the hopes of finding love, there's a chance you never find love. Because for starters, you sold yourself short looking for love. And if you knowingly go in a situation like that, thinking somebody's going to change, then you want people to feel sorry for you. And you're left sad, confused, hurt. Sometimes people remain trapped in relationships like that. They find it hard to leave the relationship because now they don't want their family, their friends, their homegirls, homeboys, whatever the case is, to be laughing at them. They're embarrassed. And a lot of people stay in relationships like that for years, in hurt, in pain, crying behind closed doors for somebody to love you, and they never will. And they find it difficult to leave because they're embarrassed that it didn't work out. When the best thing to do is to walk away from a situation like that. Don't put yourself in that situation. Don't force love. Don't fake something only to be unhappy. Don't fake something to be unhappy. Whew. It's sad. I see a lot of people do it. I've been coaching folks for years now when it comes to relationships and stuff like that. And unfortunately, I see a lot of people do it. It's sad. It really, really is sad. You faking love in the public, you're unhappy behind closed doors, just so that just so that you can have a certain image. That is sad. Don't put yourself in a situation like that. So, hey, let me know what you all think. Check out the rest of the videos. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the channel. I have a biblical series that I'm now starting also. Please feel free to check out those videos as well. The goal of the channel is to motivate, to educate. We all can learn from each other to be better people. I think that is one of the purpose of life, is not how just I could be good for me or how you could be good for you, but also how we could share what we know, what we love, what we've learned with others so that other people could live a better life as well. So please subscribe, please share. This is the journey to 5,000. Hit the like button. Definitely helps to spread the news, get the channel growing. Road to 5,000. I would love if you'll be a part of it. Until next time, have a great day. Be good. Peace.